following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
Coming up on this week's edition of Ravens Report, we preview a divisional battle as the Ravens face off against the Cincinnati Bengals. We sit down with offensive lineman Orlando Brown Jr. and head coach John Harbaugh ahead of this week's game. Plus, Patrick Ricard and Tyus Bowser are mic'd up on Ravens Wired. All of that and more on this week's Ravens Report.
15-10-5, touchdown Ravens. They are dancing in the aisles. Oh, what a scene we have at M&T.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Family. Welcome into this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Garrett Downing. After a 31-17 victory over the Washington football team, the Ravens now sit at 3-1. Now, Ravens coaches often talk about looking at the season as 4 quarters, and 3-1 after the first quarter is a great place to be. Up next, it's the division rival Cincinnati Bengals and their #1 overall pick, quarterback Joe Burrow. They're coming off their first win of the year, and they're a team not to be overlooked. Now, first, let's turn back last week to Washington. The Ravens' offensive line faced its first injury test of the season, with starting left tackle Ronnie Stanley out for the game. For third-year tackle Orlando Brown Jr., that meant a move from the right side to the left side, which is tricky for any O-lineman. Now, lucky for the Ravens, Orlando made that transition look seamless. Evan Washburn sat down with him ahead of Sunday's matchup to discuss his young career, his legacy in Baltimore, and how the Ravens keep on rolling on offense.
Orlando, great to see you. Thanks for taking the time. Coming off a big win on the road against the Washington football team, a game in which you were thrust into a new position, not one that you hadn't played before, left tackle, but obviously a big transition. How challenging, and what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, man, it was nothing short of a blessing. You know, I've always wanted to play left tackle for this organization. That was something that me and my dad and my mom talked about for a long time. Me growing up, it kind of, sparked my love for football. Just seeing Jonathan Ogden play the position and everything he did here, and just kind of what he meant to the organization. And obviously, with my dad playing right tackle, he always understood the importance of a left tackle. And from an early age, he kind of groomed me to play that position. And man, I was fortunate Sunday to have that opportunity to go out there. It was not easy at all. The transition from right to left, regardless of, if you've been playing it your whole life, is different.
How would you best describe to the fans at home the difference, as you put it, from moving from the right side to the left side in terms of technique and footwork and some of the nuances?
I would definitely say, it compares more so to being a left-handed pitcher and having to throw with your right hand on the pitching mound, man. It's very different. The mechanics as far as your thought process, the way things you got to process from your hands to your feet, the way you got to activate your core, which hip you're using to push off of, and all of those different things.
You mentioned your dad, and he's synonymous with this organization, and his story and your story and how they've intertwined here over the last couple of years is really special. What did he teach you about just playing the position of offensive lineman, that tackle position, and as you mentioned, how much was he in your mind and your heart on Sunday?
Yeah, he's always in my mind and my heart on Sunday, man, a lot. But as far as the things that he taught me, it's such a wide range of things. It's from, little things and footwork and hand placement to the understanding of where guys are aligning and the type of footwork you want to take in pass pro to put yourself in the best position. Man, he taught me so much, about the game and understanding, the rhythm of the game and how things are going to flow and just really the importance of mentality and going out there and playing your hardest every play.
Let's talk some ball, and you look at the guys that you block for in that trio of running backs. As a group and for you personally, how much do you enjoy having that engine behind you and this style of offense that has become so commonplace here in Baltimore with the way you guys run the ball?
Absolutely love it, man. It's so much fun for an offensive lineman. It's very offensive lineman friendly. Man, I'm down blocking so much. I get to impose my will on defenders week in and week out. With the quality of the playmakers that we have and guys like Lamar, like you said, the trio of running backs with Mark Ingram, Gus, and J.K., even our weapons outside with Duvernay, Marquise Brown, Mandrews, Nick Boyle, I throw him in there. We got a lot of guys, Pat Ricard. So, man, it's very offensive lineman friendly, to where they allow us to impose our will week in and week out. And, we're going to run the ball at you. We're going to run the ball at you, and we're going to keep doing it.
Is that why you guys always seem to be, and look, it's often connected to the scoreboard, but one of the things that fans and we love about what you guys do is you do it with a smile on your face. Whether it's you, Lamar, Mark, in game, you're having a blast. Is it a product of the fact that it's so many different pieces coming together for one common goal?
Yeah, man, and that's really more so a testament to, Ozzie, DeCosta, Coach Harbs, and, the scouting department and the type of men that they bring into this building. There's just a bunch of great men that love doing what we do, and that's playing football for a living. And, man, ultimately, we've all got the same goal in making it to the Super Bowl and winning as many games as we can win as a team and as a unit. Man, but it's just so much fun being out there with men that love to do this. It's so many guys, all 11 guys that are out there, no matter which group, first, second, third team, whatever it may be. We've all got a common goal, and that's winning.
How do you flip that switch, though? Because you got to be a mean dude when you go up against a guy rushing at you.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. At the end of the day, it's fun, beating someone up, I guess you could say. But, I guess that's more so the approach that we take as Ravens.
Yeah, no reason you can't do that with a smile on your face. Orlando Brown Jr., always a pleasure. Keep it rolling, my man.
Yeah, appreciate you.
The Ravens' rushing attack is ranked 3rd in the NFL right now, which is not surprising for a team that was the top-ranked rushing attack last season by a wide margin. As the Ravens prepare to face the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday, a heavy dose of that powerful run game could be in store. Still to come on Ravens Report, Project Pat Ricard and Tyus Bowser were mic'd up for that big win against Washington. Ravens Wired is next. Welcome back to Ravens Report presented by MedStar Health. I'm Garrett Downing. Last Sunday was the 7th ever Battle of the Beltway as the Ravens took a short trip down I-95 to face off against Washington. With the Ravens on a short week and still smarting after that tough loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, they were hungry to get back in the win column. It was time to bring your own energy. That's a catchphrase around here. Fullback Patrick Ricard and outside linebacker Tyus Bowser were both on the mic for a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Landover, Maryland. And they take us on the field and inside the action on Ravens Wired.
The Ravens face Washington today.
Bounce back week, man.
Both coming off of identical losses.
Hey,
Ravens at 2-1.
you established it, sir.
Washington at 1-2.
Let's go. Be great today. Offense, conquer. Defense, you're going to find the warrior right next to you.
It was just next game, next play type mentality.
Hit and sack, Matt Judon.
Oh, yes, Judon. Good job, Matt.
We watched what we did wrong,
Brought down by Ford.
and then we came out here in a short week to prepare for the football team.
Touchdown.
Another one.
That's what we did, and we came out with the win.
The Ravens head back to the win column. Both teams are feeling very much like they face a must-win situation.
And the crowd goes wild. Let's go, boys.
Ravens and the Washington football team, FedEx Field in Landover.
Step up and show out.
And we are underway in week 4.
Cut it loose. Love you. Can't wait to watch it. Go be great.
Big hit from Deshaun Elliott.
Good job, boy. All the dogs out today. All of them out.
Haskins is surrounded and flung down.
Hell yeah, boy. We heard.
Matt Judon with his first sack of the season.
Good job, boy.
Gibson loses a yard on the play.
Oh, nice tackle. I see you, Queen.
From the pocket, slings it to the near side, complete to J.D. McKissick. McKissick fumbles the ball. Loose ball, the Ravens have recovered. Marlon Humphrey jarred the ball loose.
Marlowe, $1 million man. Just kidding. Times 100. $100 million man.
And that will put the Ravens offense on the field in great field position. Jackson off the play fake, rolls to the right.
Oh!
Throws down the sideline, and it is caught inside the 10-yard line.
Oh! Oh!
Hollywood Brown to the 5, lunges for the pylon.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Okay, Keith.
Give it to Ingram, right side, big hole, touchdown Ravens.
Oh, big mistake. Oh! Yes, sir. Yeah.
All of a sudden, the Ravens look like the Ravens again.
It's nice having these fans here. You know what I'm saying?
No pun intended.
Hit and dropped in the backfield by Patrick Queen. The Hopkins kick is off the upright, no good.
No. Yes, sir. Ah! My hand almost hit.
Ravens looking at the 3rd down and 4. Jackson will keep it on the read option. He's got a hold.
There you go. Oh, that's gone. That's 6.
40. Leg race 30.
Oh, yeah, we in the end zone.
He's going to go 20.
Yes, sir. Oh, watch out, boy.
10, 5, Lamar Jackson, touchdown Ravens.
Yes, sir. Let's go, 8. Let's go, man.
A 51-yard run.
Good job, boy. That's a big block.
Man, that boy's fast.
Wrestled down immediately by Tyus Bowser.
Yes, sir.
That's what you're talking about.
Blitz pressure, Wayne Haskins could not handle it. Patrick Queen dropping the hammer. Barber went airborne and got stuffed. Throws across midfield. He's got Hollywood Brown. 31-yard gain for a Hollywood Brown.
Yes, sir, Marquise.
4th and 9. Jackson will head to the sideline. And Sam Cook will fake the punt. Throws complete. Miles Boykin has it at the Washington 30-yard line. And the Ravens have a 1st down.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was too easy.
Go, Miles.
The Ravens now have a great chance to turn this into a scoring drive. Fires down to the end zone. He's got Mark Andrews for a touchdown.
Yes, sir, Mark. Yes, sir, Mark. Yes, sir. That was big, man.
Ravens 21, Washington 10.
Turn it on right now. Turn it all the way up.
This is what we expect from the Ravens. It's what we've become used to now in the Lamar Jackson era. Take the lead into halftime and then bring the sledgehammer out in the 3rd quarter and just start pounding some more. Jackson throws across the middle. He's got Mark Andrews.
Touchdown. Touchdown.
He's got another touchdown.
Too easy, man. Get started. My guy.
Haskins has to escape the pocket, running to the left, tripped up and taken down.
Yes! Let's go! Let's go, baby!
Jalen Ferguson,
Yes, sir.
a 23-yard loss for Washington.
Hey, this, bro, that was awesome. That was beautiful, man. I watched the whole time. Long armed him, got roll right, rip right outside, got that block, and you kept your feet going, right? You didn't just dive for it. That was awesome, dude. That was big. Another drive. We ain't done. Oh! Let's go, boy! Let's go, man! Oh, bro, I drove him back onto somebody.
Tucker from 46, it is good. A Hayes in the barn. 31-17, our final score. Ravens over the Washington football team this afternoon.
A great win for the Ravens. Now, to say that tight end Mark Andrews is on a hot streak, that'd be an understatement. His 2-touchdown performance against Washington was his 4th 2-touchdown game since 2019. And his 14 touchdown grabs over the last 2 seasons are more than any other player in the National Football League. Coming up next on the Ravens Report, head coach John Harbaugh sits down to preview this week's game against the Bengals.
Who will deliver in this week's game? Go to budlight.com/delivery to have your game day Bud Lights delivered right to your door.
Welcome back to Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm Garrett Downing, and I'm now joined by Ravens head coach John Harbaugh. Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win last week against Washington. The thing that stands out to me about that game is the way so many players responded. A couple of guys that come to mind: Mark Andrews, pair of touchdowns. Patrick Queen led the team in tackles. Overall, just how pleased were you with the way that your team responded in that game?
Well, you're exactly right. They did a good job, and it wasn't really just by the game time. I feel like after the game, the disappointing loss to the Chiefs on Monday night at home, we were back in the locker room. I felt like they bounced back right there. You know, they were determined to have a good day on Tuesday, get back to work on Wednesday with practice, and get ready for the next game and make sure that we played well. So I'm proud of them for that. I thought they did a nice job. That's what you have to do in this league. And now we're moving forward to the next challenge.
Your defense has forced a turnover in 17 straight games. It's the longest active streak in the NFL. Is that something, every coach talks about turnovers, you want them, obviously. Is that something that's emphasized in practice? How big of a focus is takeaways for the defense?
Well, it's huge. I mean, it's a huge thing. We talk about it all the time. We scheme towards it, and we practice it. But the credit belongs to the players who are doing it. I mean, the guys, you know, hey, listen, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, that's players' time, okay? That's when the players control things. That's when it's time for them to shine. So if guys are getting turnovers, they deserve the credit. And Marlon Humphrey has become one of the best in the league at doing it. So that's very important. I'm proud of the guys for it. You know, but the next game is the next challenge, and you know this young quarterback we got coming in, he doesn't throw interceptions at this point. So, and Joe Mixon holds on to the football, so it's going to be a big challenge for us.
Hey, Coach, you brought up two guys on the Bengals that I want to ask you about. The first is Joe Burrow, obviously #1 overall pick for a reason, a Heisman Trophy winner. What's the challenge when you're facing a talented young quarterback for the first time who you've never seen in action before?
Well, there's no doubt. You know, you haven't seen him before. It'll be interesting. It'll be the first time that we'll have a chance to see him drop back and throw, and just kind of how he plays the game and get a feel for him. But we know the skill that they have on offense, and you know, of course, Joe's doing a great job of utilizing those guys, and they're kind of coming together. So we understand the teams in our division. We all get to know each other really well. I do believe it's the best division in football, and you know, it's a big challenge for us.
And then the last guy that I want to ask you about is the other Joe, is Joe Mixon. And he heated up last week, was AFC Offensive Player of the Week, scored 3 touchdowns. I know stopping the run is always a priority for this defense. Does that maybe even take on even larger importance when you're playing a guy like that on the other side?
No question. I mean, I really do think, you know, as much as you talk about Joe Burrow, the other Joe Mixon, is the guy that we do know him, and we've seen him. We know how good he is. We know how fast he is, how hard he is to tackle. He's good out of the backfield. He's an all-around running back. We're looking forward to it. We're excited to play. It's a division rival, and it's a very important football game.
Coach, thanks so much for the time. Can't wait to see you in action on Sunday against the Bengals.
Thanks, Garrett.
Coming up next on the Ravens Report, journeyman linebacker L.J. Fort has found a home here in Baltimore. We sit down with L.J. next. Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Garrett Downing. Let's go back to late September of 2019. The Ravens were desperate for some help at linebacker and signed veteran journeyman L.J. Fort. 2 weeks later, he moved into the starting lineup, and he just kept making plays all season long, leading to a 2-year contract extension. After playing for 7 teams in 8 years, Fort has found a home here in Baltimore. His strong play has continued over the first 4 weeks of this year, even scoring a touchdown in week 2 against Houston. We sat down with LJ to talk about his journey and taking advantage of your opportunity.
LJ Fort always seems to find a way to get himself involved.
That's a touchdown. Brought down by LJ Fort. The punt fumbles it, loose ball.
I'm loving everything about Baltimore and the scheme and the aggressive nature of just the whole organization here. It feels good to get into a program where I fit.
Goes complete. Ball is fumbled and recovered. LJ Fort has it at the 15-yard line. On the run to the 10. Stiff arms a man 5. Lunges for the pylon.
I mean, it was incredible. I'm taking my zone drop away from the play, and then Marlowe comes and punches the ball out like he always does, and the ball just bounced in front of me, and I took off sprint after it, and I'm like, I hope I get a good bounce, because if I don't, I might miss it. But it bounced right up into me and then just took off. I thought the running back was going to come try to tackle me, but Jimmy threw a great block, and then I was just trying to dive for the end zone. I mean, this defense is pretty awesome. I feel like we're picking up where we left off from last year with all the touchdown scores and turnovers and things like that. Just being aggressive, flying around, having fun. I think Wink does a good job of letting us play to our own abilities. We don't have to think a whole lot, and we're going to be aggressive. So, and if all 11 guys are flying around on the field, it's going to be a good outcome for us.
Hit and dropped in the backfield by Patrick Queen. Queen comes on the blitz and sacks Mayfield back at the 45-yard line.
He has everything it takes to be great in this league for a while. I keep saying he's going to be as good as he wants to be. You saw last game he had 12 tackles, a couple TFLs, great goal line stop. So, and he's just a rookie, and I think he's just beginning to scratch the surface of what he's capable of doing. So it's always fun when you have a guy like that flying around, looking to make plays and get strips and things like that.
Ravens advance to 3-1 and begin preparations for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
This Sunday, Joe Burrow's coming in, and we just want to welcome him to the AFC North.
This will be the 49th all-time meeting between the Ravens and the Bengals, with the Ravens having the slight 25-23 edge over Cincinnati. Head coach John Harbaugh is 12-12 all-time against Cincy, and here's to hoping he gains back that advantage on Sunday. But standing in the way is the number 1 overall pick, Joe Burrow. The Bengals quarterback has played well over his first 4 games. He's got 6 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. Although the Bengals' record, 1-2-1, doesn't shine, they've been in every game this year, and their 2 losses are by a combined 8 points. But the Bengals bring out the best in Ravens quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He's 3-0 against Cincinnati, and in the last meeting they had, he put up a perfect passer rating and 4 total touchdowns. He also pulled off this incredible move. Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about, and any excuse to show that clip is a good one in my mind. That's it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching. Also, be sure to check out all of our Ravens podcasts. Earlier this week, we launched a new podcast, Black in the NFL, with Clifton Brown. It's an exploration of what it means to be black in the NFL today. It's a really fascinating listen, and I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. Check it out wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for watching, everyone. That's it for us. We'll see you next week on Ravens Report.